Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I would like to do more dark themed videos and dive more into all of those dark subjects. Now I think we have enough of what he thinks of me, does he love me, who will I marry. We have millions of those videos out there and it's becoming a little bit of boring. Yes, I know it's getting a lot of views, it's very popular, and all of the dark themes are not so popular. Please, if you like this video, if you like my dark themed videos, please like them, share them, so we will grow and we will face with real life problems and not only be sitting and thinking what Johnny is thinking about me or what Steve or Michael is thinking about me, because I think it's enough. So this is going to be a very triggering topic to some of the people. If by any means you're feeling triggered, it's not comfortable for you, please do not watch this video. And if you did not had an abortion, so you probably understood by the title of the video, please do not watch this video. I want to make a video about abortions, about how it affected your life, or did it affected your life at all? Maybe it did not affected your life by any means. And in this video, I'm speaking about abortions. I'm not speaking about miscarriages, so this is not a video for that. This video is about women who chose to terminate their pregnancy, or some women are unfortunately sometimes are forced to have an abortion without even they wanting to have that, because they are feeling pressured by family, by their partner, and it can have some consequences on the woman. This is a very personal topic. Everyone have their own journey, everyone have their own story, and everyone is viewing this topic from different eyes. Some people are thinking that this is, not something serious. They just did it and that's it, and they moved on. And some females are actually having some issues because of that. They might have difficulties in conceiving a child. They might have difficulties in relationships, in their finances, and it gives like this mental instability in their lives. So every female is different and everyone will actually react differently to this situation. Now, this is a heavy topic and this is also a very traumatic topic. I don't think that we should look at this very lightly. Now, I'm going to say a few extreme words, but please don't take them seriously because, it's not absolute, of course. In the esoteric world, in the occult world, abortion considered to be some type of a murder. But this is a very loud word. This is too much, of course. I personally do not believe in that because I think, fate have a different story to each of the people. Some people have to go through that, some people not. And honestly, we actually do not know, the consequences, or does it even have consequences or affect us? And also, of course, I'm not getting into any political views or mindsets, of course, whether you're pro-life or not. I'm not into that. In this video, I just want to see how it's affected you, or did it even affected you in some way? Because each female have a different psyche. One woman can accept that and react to that very easily, very easily. She just, done that and she's moved on with her life. She does not want to even remember that. She doesn't want to even look at this. and she just, moved on. Although in psychology sometimes it referred to be as denial, but again, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not going into that. And some females are actually reacting to this in a very negative way, and they have some negative consequences because maybe they are feeling guilt in the long run. Sometimes they're feeling that they done something wrong and they regret it, and everyone is different. So we need to look at this subject from a very compassionate way. We need to look at this subject with understanding and not to go into extremes. Again, when I said earlier that in the esoteric field it's considered to be a murder, again, this is something very extreme. As I said, personally, I don't believe in that. And I don't think that we should crucify females who done that, because everyone have a different story. And again, the esoteric world is not, it's not something absolute. It's not something concrete. I just wanted to put it out there so you will understand what the esoteric sphere is, how the esoteric sphere is viewing this subject. And this is why sometimes some females have difficulties after the abortion. Some females have a series of bad luck after the abortion. And this is why the esoteric people are saying that it's considered to be, something negative that you done, and this is why this bad luck or bad course of events are happening into your life. But again, I'm not really believing in that. I think that everyone have a different story, and every female is reacting differently to this event. Also, I want to make a note that this is a very traumatic event for a female. It's not so easy. This is a very dangerous procedure, and it's not an easy topic. So I just wanted to give you this introduction and understanding regarding this topic. And by no means you don't need to feel guilty or feel negative about yourself, whether the esoteric people are thinking this or that. It got nothing to do with reality, actually. So again, maybe you had troubles with your luck afterwards, and maybe you didn't. So let's proceed with the reading. So I will have 3 options, and I want to see how it affected you overall, how it affected your finances and career and success, and how it affected your relationships. Again, I want to say there are many women in the world that had abortions and their life is good, and they don't have any problems, they have children, like everything is fine. Yes, it happens, but also happens that sometimes, even if everything seems very great, there is this depression or some kind of a mental health issue. But again, we just want to see how it affected your life. So I will have 3 options. You will have to choose a number from 1 till 3. And let's see how it affected your life. This is number 1, number 2, and number 3. Now, as usual, you should choose a number. This is 1, 2, 3. You can follow your intuition. You can poke the screen, so there will be synchronicity with the energy. And of course, I'm going to start with number 1. So, hi there, number 1. This is your card. Let's see how the abortion influenced your life overall, in your finances and career, and in your relationships. Let's see the effect, how it affected your life. Number 1. So number one, it seems like your abortion was maybe in a rush. We have this card of leaving. You had to do it somehow. You had to transition from one situation to another. It can be that a lot of rumors were involved in your situation. Maybe people were gossiping and you just had to leave that. Maybe you even moved to a different place, to different city, to different country. Like it's kind of affected you with this type of a way that you had to transition and move forward. So I will get back to it, but let's see overall how it affected your life. So you might had some mild depression afterwards. You were rethinking that. You were thinking about this. It was in your head, but on the other side, you did not want it to deal with this and you did not want it to think about this. It was something that you did not want it to talk about with other people. It was something that you even prayed about. Maybe you went to a place of power, maybe you went to a church or to a house of prayer. Maybe you wanted to pray over that, to pray for the child or to pray for the situation, for yourself. And sometimes, maybe you have some regrets because this is a card of changing direction. And maybe you sometimes think about it and you thinking that maybe I should not done that. Maybe I should not have done that. And it might be that there was some stagnation in your life, but it resolved. You still had movement. It was at the beginning, maybe you had some mild depression. It was something that you did not want it to talk about, but then it's kind of changed. You started to build your life. Also, there is emphasis on other children, so maybe you had connection with other children of maybe family members or relatives or your friends' children. Like you had some connection because they are coming in this reading. And maybe that, or maybe you had the connection with those kids and then you started to maybe have regret. Okay, let's move on and we'll come back to this. In your finances, did it affected your finances? So also it seems like you had difficulties, but the difficulties are over. But it was like a time of difficulty for you in terms of finances, in career, but you learned how to move past that. It seems like you learned how to heal yourself and you moved away from this. So it might be that you do have success today, that you already accomplished something, but difficulty was there. We cannot say that everything went smooth in your career or finances. It seems like you also stopped paying attention to your creative side. Maybe you're very creative, maybe you're an artistic person, but somehow you closed that. Somehow you don't want to look at this and you maybe felt defeated somehow. Maybe you had some art projects that were not working out for you and it was disappointing and you just chose to move forward from that. You just chose to look at life again with positive eyes and to move forward. Also to heal. But also on a very positive note, it's a general reading. It can be that you had some art projects that you actually finished them and still somehow they resolved. Still somehow you gained success somehow, even if it is by healing, even if it was art therapy, or even if it was with good friendships, still somehow you managed to overcome it. You had some problems and difficulties in the financial sphere. There are no financial element here. There is a lot of emotions regarding your career and finances. Also, it might be that you had, a lot of daydreaming fantasies, and somehow you understood that it's time to over this. It's time to make it go away. It's time to heal and move on. So, how it affected your relationships? It might be that you had two relationships at the same time. You were in doubts. Maybe you had problems with committing to a relationship. Also, there were some anger regarding relationships, some burst of anger. It might be that you had a lot of attraction and connection, but something in your mental state were interfering that. There were some problems with intimacy, with, partnering with the other. There is this, mental difficulty card that is coming up. So you did have attraction. You're probably also a very beautiful woman. Like, you're attracting partnerships into your life, but in terms of intimacy, there is this aggression, not aggression, but something in your mental state is interfering that. But again, I see that you're overcoming this, and you're in a transition, you're in a phase of transformation. Your relationships actually are going in a better way right now. So if you had problems with that, I see that you're transforming. And the spirits and the cards are telling to you that it's, even if you do have some mental issues regarding intimacy and partnerships, they're saying that it's time for you to heal and move forward. So maybe you are in a therapy actually. Maybe you do have some, mental health condition. I mean, we all have, so it's not something to be ashamed of course, especially in today's day and age. It seems like maybe you went to a therapy, or you're going to a therapy, so everything will actually resolve better for you. Because you did had some issue in finances, in career, in realizing your potential. There were some block. And also with partnerships, there is this, idealistic viewing of the world, viewing of the partnership, of relationships. Like, you have some idealistic views how the relationship should be. And the cards are telling to you that it's time to transform. It's time to change. Let's see another card. Let's see a message for you. Number ones. So this is a very good card that you have. You have the victory card. And it seems like even if you had problems, again, as I said, you will overcome them. You will overcome all of those problems, and you already overcoming them, because your financial situation, your career situation is resolving. Like, you have some inner peace right now. You do have. And even with relationships, there is a change, and the victory is yours. So even what happened was influencing your life in some way, and you had some regrets and thoughts about it, and maybe you kept that in secret, or you just did not want it to speak about this. The healing process is here, and you will win in this situation. This is a card of victory. And also, number one, the cards are telling to you that you should win in every aspect of your life, and you will. Don't back down. Continue with everything that is working for you, because sometimes it can be difficult, it's still, this imprint is staying on you and on your subconscious mind and on your conscious mind, on your psyche. So a therapy must happen after that event. It's not something easy as people think that, oh, I just had an abortion and that's it. No, it is a very traumatic event that requires therapy, speaking about this, and psychotherapy and healing. Also, it seems if you have some problems, maybe with some depression or feeling guilt, the cards are telling to you that you need to work on conquering those problems. You need to go through a healing and heal. So anyways, thank you for watching number ones. I don't want to dig further. I see that you are really in some healing process and some transformation in your life. And thank you for watching. Please like this video and see you in my next videos. Hi there, number 2, and this is your option. So number 2, let's see how the abortion affected your life overall, how it affected your finances and career, and how it affected your relationships. Let's see number 2. Did I said number 1 at the beginning? No, right? So I hope you can see. So number 2. The abortion itself was done by a professional. So it was done by a very good medical person. It's a very dark, deep topics, and sometimes after, if the abortion, was done not good, I think it can be shown. It can be shown when you're going to your gynecologist. But here it seems like the work was done very professionally. So it seems like you do not have any medical problems afterwards. You might have also children maybe. Maybe the abortion was something that you done in the past, but you could conceive, children again. And also it is showing that it was your own will. You wanted to do that. It was a firm decision. You just, decided that you're going to do it, and that's it, and you've done that. But let's see how it affected your life. We do have here some effect. We have the Devil card in overall how it affected your life, and there is this, you don't believe to men anymore. You view them as liars. Something about that event in your life affected somehow your viewing of the other gender. There is this even aggression towards men, maybe towards patriarchy. Maybe you have some idealistic views of how relationships should be. Maybe there is some anger in you, and it seems like you always battle with, good and evil, order and chaos. There is this battle because this order and chaos came together. Somehow it affected you in this way. Again, you can be a person that is actually supportive of abortions because you think it's my body, I can do whatever I want, it is not harming anyone. Maybe you have a solid feministic ideology, it also can happen, but it also coming from rage within. Also, it seems like you lied to other men, maybe that you had this, lying, it's not a correct word. Maybe you actually hiding that from other men if you had more relationships. So you did not talked about this, or maybe you even lied about something. I don't know why, but this card of deception and lie is coming. So let's move on. Let's see how it affected your career and finances. So overall, you did not had at the beginning any problems. You were very successful. It seems like you did not really had problems in finances and career. It does not really affected you that much, but you did had some problematic maybe period in your life that you were tired maybe of everything and felt like you need to be on the guard all the time. And it's really interesting that the children's card is coming in this finances sphere. So I don't know, maybe you worked with children or somehow they were connected to your profession. Or maybe you're, I don't know, for instance, writing a children's book or something like that. I don't know why it came out. Something that have to do with children is coming in the finances and career area. But overall, you had like harmony. Like, I don't see that you have problems with career right now. Like you're very pleased at where you are currently. Yes, you had some problems, but it's not really affected you that much. So let's see if it actually affected your relationships. Again, number 2, it seems like you had a very firm decision and you were very positive about it, and it was not really affecting your psyche. Like some women can have very, like taking it to extremes, and it can be very damaging to their mental health. And here I see that you kind of managed to overcome it because you're a very strong person also, and you have a very strong willpower and very solid idealistic concepts, very solid views. So it seems like it does not really affected you that much. So in terms of relationship also, I don't see that it's really affected you a lot. Maybe you had slow movement towards your femininity. It took you time until you accepted your feminine energy fully, because there is this slow movement towards it. And it might be, as I said at the beginning, that you conceived and have children even after the abortion. So it's a general reading. Maybe some of you do not have children after that, but it is more likely that you have. And if you currently do not have children, it seems like you will have in the future. You will have a child in the future. Or if you have problems, for instance, in conceiving, it also can indicate that you can even adopt a child into your life. So number 2, it seems like you are a very strong person. Again, it's not really affected you that much, and this is really good for you. So let's see a card of advice for you, number 2, regarding your situation. Let's see an advice. And you see, you have like a very happy outcome, a very happy family. Like really, you did not took it. It did not affected you. It did not affected you like it can affect other women. Because again, maybe you do have already children, and it's like you already played out this role and you just moved on from this. So number 2, you're a very strong person. It seems like really you just overcame it. And basically that's it. So thank you for watching, number 2. So please write in the comments what was your situation, because this is very interesting. And thank you for watching. Please like this video and see you in the next videos. So hi there, number 3, and this is your situation. Let's see how this topic affected your life. So let's see how the abortion affected your life overall, how it affected your finances, and how it affected your relationships. So number 3, this is very interesting. So it might be that the decision for you to make the abortion was because of finances. It can be one of the options. It also can be that maybe you had some complications at the abortion itself, and maybe, took more time. Maybe you had some complications, but overall it worked out for you, like, okay. Like it took a lot of effort actually to do that. Maybe you were already in some advanced stages of the pregnancy, so it took some effort, something like that. But again, let's not dwell on that. So how it affected your life overall. So you actually moved away from it. Yes, you had some emotional difficulties regarding that. Okay, here it can be two options. One of the options that you moved away from this situation, you had, it was very overwhelming for you. It was difficult on your emotional sphere, but you managed to move away from that. And basically you took your life into your own hands. And it can be that maybe you have already children and you managed to conceive and to move on. But to some of you, it can be, because I asked how it affected your life, to some of you, it can mean that maybe you struggled to conceive in the past. Maybe you wanted to have more children, but there were some complications due to the past abortion that you had. So maybe your abortion had complications and it was difficult for you to conceive, or on the opposite, you just moved away from this, you took your life by your own hands, it did not affect you that much and you just moved forward. So how it affected your finances? It did not really affect your career or finances at all. It seems like you're a very knowledgeable person. You like to study a lot. You're very smart. You have this sober, analytical thinking. You know how to cut away things that are no longer serving you. So in terms of career and finances, there is not really a problem. But it can be to some of you that maybe when you needed to have more abundance or prosperity or work opportunities, it can be that maybe this past event, this abortion, actually, cut away help from your life. If, for instance, if you were in some negative situation with your career or finances, you felt like you have no help, like everything that you're doing is just not working, like the help is not coming to you. Maybe it's something that you felt in the past, but it resolved, because you do have right now everything that you need. So how it affected your relationships? So maybe it could be that it affected your relationships in terms of quality relationships. Maybe you had not quality relationships in the past, and maybe they were not so good, but it seems like it changed. Again, you have harmony right now. It can be that maybe you have already children, or again, on the opposite, it can be that it gave, like on the other side, that you have problems with children or to conceive. Number 3, please write in the comments, do you have already kids, or you have difficulty with that sphere? Maybe you don't want children. It seems like, you had emotional overwhelming from that situation, and your fate was that you have to be a mother. Like, this is your fate. You have to be a mother, you have to give birth. It can be again that maybe all of that abortion subject actually affected everything that has to do with fertility and conceiving. So there is 2 situations in this reading, because this is very interesting. It can be that on one side that you're a very strong-willed person, that you took the life in your hands and you did not let it even to bother you, because I don't see those harsh cards in this spread. And it might be that you have already children and there is no problems for you. Like, it's not really affected you that much, other than emotional overwhelming in the past. But now, if we are looking at the future, I don't see any negative cards. I don't see that it affecting you right now in any way. So you can just, move on with your life. And it seems like you already healed from that, number 3. Let's see a message for you. Let's see card of advice for you. So the card of generosity is coming into your reading. So maybe you can do some charity work. Maybe you can help, children in need. Maybe you can help other people, help other women that had, maybe emotional trauma from that. So you can actually be a very healing person. You can work on that, on this generosity. You can give to other people through your story, or, give to other children, and it will make you feel better. I don't really see that you have a guilt or, suffering from a lot of guilt. But in case that you do have, again, this charity work can actually really help. So being generous, being helpful to the ones who are in need. You can even, adopt some small animals as well, or even adopt children. But I see that it seems like you do have children because they are here in the reading. It does not seem that you really have like a problem with that. It also might be that you had your abortion because maybe you had, a lot of work in your career. Maybe you had a career growth, or you were very focusing on your work and finances, and you thought that maybe it will be a burden. But you moved past that. I don't really see anything negative in this spread. So number 3 is thank you for watching, and please write in the comments about your situation if you're interested to share. And see you in the next videos. Please like this video, and goodbye.